The final buzzer. Kaito's shot arcs, and the crowd explodes. But the play he just executed wasn't his. Trophy hoisted high. Cameras flash on Kaito. Behind him, in the shadow of the bench, Tsubasa watches in silence.
Did you see that shot? They'll be talking about it for years. I am the reason we won. That play? Genius. I called it myself. Nobody else could have pulled it off.
But Tsubasa was the one who drew up that play. He stayed up all night working on it.
Tsubasa? That bench warmer? He just hands out towels. Don't try to steal my spotlight. Itsuki.
20 minutes later, Tsubasa enters Coach Takeda's office. He places a folded letter on the desk.
Coach, I've decided to leave the team. Consider this my official resignation.
While his resignation sits on the coach's desk, the team's celebration continues. Unaware of what's coming.
I've been their backbone for too long. Now they'll have to stand on their own.
Months earlier, Tsubasa was already the shadow behind every play they celebrated. Before he joined, the team lost games they should have won, and didn't understand why. He studied their weaknesses, drilled alone, and crafted solutions no one asked for.
Every play in this notebook is a puzzle piece. I just have to fit it into their game.
That championship run? It was my leadership, my plays, my vision.
But behind closed doors, Itsuki was the only one who dared to speak the truth.
Kaito, Tsubasa diagrammed every play you've called. Why won't you admit it?
I am the face of this team. The bench doesn't get interviews. End of story.
Without him, their game had no foundation. The notebook showed hundreds of plays that turned chaos into rhythm.
They'll never know how many hours I spent on those plays. Maybe they never will.
3 days later, first practice without Tsubasa. The court becomes a storm of missed passes and frustrated shouts.
Run the pick and roll like always. Why is everyone out of position?
Maybe because the guy who signaled plays from the bench isn't here anymore. The water boy. We don't need him. Kaito's got this.
It's not that simple. Tsubasa adjusted the plays in real time.
Enough. Itsuki. We're fine. Just focus on your own game.
A simple inbound pass sails past Koji into the empty stands.
This is a joke. Without a floor general, we're just running around.
Kaito has heart, but his court vision is raw. Something is missing.
If this keeps up, the next match will be a disaster. Tsubasa, we let you go too easily.
A week later, a friendly against a low-ranked school. Without Tsubasa, the rhythm stalls from tip-off.
Wake up. They're just scrubs. Why can't we break their press? Koji, you are missing assignments. Riku, you are not cutting. We should be up 20.
You are the one who blew the switch. Maybe if you stop trying to be the hero. At least I am trying. You are just standing around.
They escape by a single point. The lowest margin against a team they'd crushed months ago.
See? We won. I told you we don't need that bench warmer.
They think this win proves something. But the plays we ran were just memories. We have nothing new.
This isn't sustainable. Kaito can't see it, but our offense is just mimicry. We're going to crash.
The victory felt hollow. And the real test, the tournament opener, was only 2 weeks away. Late that night, Coach Takeda replays every game from the past 2 seasons. The pattern is undeniable.
Kaito, these plays you've been calling, they're exact copies of what Tsubasa diagrammed. You told me they were your ideas.
That's ridiculous. I came up with those plays years ago. Tsubasa just scribbled them down. He had no input.
He's lying. But without hard proof, I can't force the truth out of him. The notebook is gone.
Outside the door, Itsuki clutches Tsubasa's old playbook. He heard everything, but fear holds his tongue. That afternoon, Tsubasa watches an empty gym from the stands, the same court where his silent labor once ran every drill.
They can mimic my plays, but without real-time adjustments, it's just choreography. They'll learn.
The tournament bracket drops. Their first opponent, a top-seeded powerhouse they barely survived last season.
If I don't speak now, we'll be humiliated. I have to show them this notebook before it's too late.
No one on the team yet realizes the quiet strategist in the stands holds the key to their survival. The tournament opener, a top-seeded powerhouse. From the opening tip, their defense suffocates every move. Kaito tries his signature crossover. The defender reads it, pokes the ball free.
This always creates space. Why is nothing working?
Stop forcing it. They've studied your every dribble. Kaito, at least he's trying. Maybe if you moved without the ball.
Halftime, down 20. The scoreboard tells the truth. No one wants to say.
Our plays are predictable, without adjustments. We're being dismantled.
After the final buzzer, Itsuki finds Coach Takeda in the empty locker room. He's holding Tsubasa's old notebook.
Coach, everything we ever ran came from this book. Tsubasa called our plays in real time. Kaito never authored a single set.
All those games, the real captain was sitting on the bench.
The next morning, Coach Takeda calls a closed-door meeting. Kaito avoids eye contact.
Kaito, Itsuki brought me this. Every play you've called since last season was written by Tsubasa. Is that true?
I don't know what you are talking about. Those notes are nothing.
Don't lie again. I have the recordings from last season's practices. You didn't call a single play. Tsubasa did.
It's all in the notebook. He adjusted defenses in real time, fed you counters. You just repeated what he whispered.
You've been lying to us the whole time? We thought you were a genius. The championship, that wasn't you at all. It was him.
Fine. Yes. Tsubasa fed me every play. I never had to think. I just did what he said.
We need him back. Without Tsubasa, we're not a team. Kaito, you have to apologize.
Apologize to the bench warmer? My image will be destroyed, but if we lose again, I'll have nothing.
The next round came fast. From the opening whistle, the team was outplayed in every phase. The final buzzer confirmed it. Eliminated in the first round. The lowest point in the team's history. In the locker room, no one spoke. The weight of failure pressed on every shoulder.
We're out in the first round. We've never looked this pathetic. This never happened when Tsubasa was here. He'd spot the problems before we even saw them.
He was the only reason we stayed ahead. Every close game, every clutch moment, it was him.
I've coached this team for years. I've never seen it so lost. We can't continue like this.
I've been lying to everyone. To you, to myself. We can't win without Tsubasa. I can't lead without him. We have to go to him. Right now, I'll do whatever he says.
For the first time, the team of stars prepared to bow to the one they'd ignored. The next step would be the hardest. Tsubasa's house. The team stands in the cold, Kaito at the front, his pride now a memory.
Tsubasa, please open the door. We can't do this without you.
I am surprised you even remember my name. What do you want?
They know, Tsubasa. They know you called every play, that you were the real captain. They're sorry.
Now they apologize. After months of being treated as nothing, but I won't be invisible again. I'll come back, but here are my conditions. First, full public credit for every play I design. No more secrets.
The list read. Second, I become co-captain, equal to Kaito. Third, Itsuki is my official strategist, not a background voice.
Co-captain, you want me to share? Fine, I agree. I'll do it.
Then we start practice tomorrow. Remember, Kaito, one more lie, and I am gone forever.
Tsubasa closed the door, a faint smirk on his face. The team had what they wanted, but the game had changed. The next morning, Tsubasa arrived early, clipboard in hand, and gathered the team at center court.
From now on, every play runs through me and Itsuki. Kaito, you'll run the point, but I call the sets. No improvisation.
He's taking over everything, but I agreed to this. Just follow the plan.
Koji, you are the primary cutter. Riku, set off ball screens. Itsuki will signal audibles from the bench.
The players listened in silence. The old hierarchy had vanished.
Finally, I can contribute the way I always wanted. Tsubasa sees me.
Kaito, you are a step slow. We don't have the luxury of your hero ball anymore.
I know. I'll adjust.
For the first time in weeks, the offense has structure. This could work.
As practice ended, the team was exhausted but aligned. The new order was uncomfortable, but they could feel something they hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. The rematch. From the opening tip, Tsubasa's offense shreds the same defense that embarrassed them weeks ago.
Itsuki, signal counter 3. They're overplaying the right side.
He sees everything. This is the Tsubasa they never knew.
Every play he calls works. I never had to think before, but now I see why.
The lead stretches to 15. Defenders scramble against a sequence of passes. They can't read. A single voice cuts through the noise. Then another. Number 7. He's the engine. Tsubasa. Tsubasa. The chant becomes a thunderclap that silences every doubt.
They're chanting for him, and for the first time, it doesn't sting. He earned it.
Credit feels different. But the game isn't over. Stay sharp.
The comeback was still in progress. But for the first time, the pillar everyone ignored had a name, and the crowd refused to forget it. The final buzzer blares. The scoreboard tells the story. A dominant victory engineered by one mind. Minutes later, cameras surround Kaito. The same press that once ignored Tsubasa now waits for the captain's words.
I want to be clear. The architect of tonight's win is Tsubasa. Every play, every adjustment, he designed it. I was just the messenger.
He kept his word. Maybe there's something salvageable here after all.
The next day, headlines scream the truth. Unsung strategist emerges from shadows. Coach Takeda calls a team meeting.
From this day forward, Tsubasa is officially co-captain, equal in rank to Kaito. His word carries the same weight.
The room erupts in applause. Koji and Riku clap him on the back. Itsuki beams.
Finally. He's where he always should have been. Standing beside us, not behind us.
Co-captain. But the real test is consistency. This changes nothing about the work ahead.
For the first time, the invisible pillar stood in full light, and the team was stronger than ever. But the season had just begun. A week later, in the same gym where Tsubasa once watched from shadows, the team gathers for the championship celebration.
Tsubasa, before we celebrate, there's something I need to do. This armband always meant the leader, but I was never the real leader. You were. I want you to have it.
He finally understands, but I am not here to take everything from him. We're partners now.
Tsubasa takes the armband, examines it, and then reaches back, fastening it onto Kaito's sleeve, where it belonged.
Keep it. You are still the captain. I am just the one who makes sure you look good.
The team erupts in laughter. Koji and Riku tackle them both. Itsuki watches, tears brimming.
I was invisible once. Now I am standing beside them. Not behind. No shadow can hold me anymore.
And as the celebration roared on, Tsubasa allowed himself a rare, full smirk. The kind that said he'd been right all along. He had carried them without credit. He had watched them lose without him. And now, he had won without ever needing to take the spotlight. Weeks later, in the quiet of the empty gym, Tsubasa and Itsuki stayed after practice. The echoes of celebration still hung in the air, but something heavier needed to be said.
You know, I used to think I was the only one who saw you. The only one who cared. But now the whole world sees you.
They see the plays, the wins. That's enough. But you saw the person. That's why I made you strategist.
He never needed the spotlight. He just needed one person to believe in him. I am glad I was that person.
They sat in silence. Two friends who had carried a team in opposite ways. One with loud plays, the other with quiet genius.
I used to think being invisible was safer. But with them, being seen doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like finally being home.
For the team, the victory had already been won. But for Tsubasa, the real victory was quieter. He no longer had to carry them alone. He was finally part of the team he built. And as they walked out together, the gym fell silent again. But this time, it wasn't empty. It held the weight of a promise kept. The story of the invisible pillar didn't end with a bang. It ended with a quiet understanding that some legends are built not from fame, but from the people who finally stand beside you. And for the first time, Tsubasa didn't just carry the team, they carried each other. The very next practice, the gym buzzed with a different energy. The hierarchy had dissolved, replaced by something stronger. Trust.
Tsubasa, How do you want me to cut on the weak side? I want to make sure I'm reading it right this time.
Watch for the help defender. If they collapse, flare to the corner. Itsuki will signal the smoke screen from the bench.
I used to think asking for help made me weak. Now I know it makes the team stronger.
This is the team I always hoped we'd become. No egos, just trust.
A miscommunication between Koji and Riku drew a sharp whistle from Coach Takeda. Tsubasa stepped in, not to scold, but to adjust.
Koji, you cut too early. Riku, you set the screen a step too wide. Let's walk through it slowly.
He's not just a strategist. He's a teacher. This team has finally found its true north.
I've got nothing more to prove. This isn't just my team anymore, it's ours. And that's enough.
No shadow could hold a team that finally stood together. The invisible pillar had become the foundation, and the future was theirs to build. 2 weeks after their final triumph, a letter arrived for Tsubasa. It was postmarked from a rival school with a simple, weighty offer. The letter read, "We've watched your growth. You could be our sole captain. No co-pilot, no shadow. Only you."
Tsubasa, this is everything you ever wanted. You wouldn't be anyone's shadow there.
A fresh start. Full control. They'd never overlook me, but this team just learned to stand with me.
The next morning at the gym, Kaito noticed Tsubasa's distant gaze. Something was off.
Hey, co-captain, you've been quiet. Did something happen?
I got an offer. Another school. They want me as their head strategist. No co-captain, no sharing.
Then go. You deserve it. But we just found each other, Tsubasa. Whatever you decide, we'll respect it.
He's telling me to go, but his voice is shaking. This team isn't just mine, it's ours. Leaving now would be another kind of invisible. Tell them I am not going anywhere. This is where I belong. Co-captain or nothing.
Later that afternoon, the gym doors swung open. A man in a rival school's jacket stepped onto the court, his eyes fixed on Tsubasa.
So you are the genius they've been hiding. I am here to make you an offer. You can't refuse an offer, you can't refuse. Face of our program, top scholarship, and no sharing the spotlight.
He already turned you down. He's our co-captain. Maybe you didn't get the message.
The rival coach smirked, pulling out a letter with their school's seal and holding it out for everyone to see.
I already have a team, and I don't need a scholarship to know where I belong.
The coach's smile vanished. He stepped closer, his voice dropping to a cold, threatening whisper.
Fine. But remember, we'll meet in the next tournament. And when we destroy you, don't come crawling back. We'll be ready. And you'll learn why I never needed your offer.
He could have had everything, but he chose us. Now we have to prove his choice right.
The gym fell silent. The weight of the coming battle settled over them, but for the first time, they faced it together, the championship final. The rival school loomed across the court, the same coach who'd threatened them watching with cold eyes.
Kaito, they're keying on you. Fake the cut. Slip the pass to Itsuki in the corner. On my signal.
Every call he's making is perfect. I just have to trust him.
The rival coach's smirk faded as their defense collapsed under a barrage of backdoor passes they couldn't trace.
They're panicking. Second half, we press high and rotate faster. They'll crumble.
The crowd rose, not for a single star, but for the strategist whose name now echoed through the arena, Tsubasa.
This is what being seen feels like. Not the spotlight, just the proof that I am not invisible.
The final buzzer sealed a 20-point victory. The same margin they'd once lost by without him.
Their coach just admitted it. He said you were the difference, Tsubasa. No one will ever doubt that again.
And as the team hoisted the trophy, Tsubasa stood at the center, not as a shadow, but as the pillar they'd finally learned to see. At the post-game press conference, the rival coach took the mic and spoke words no one expected. He said, "We prepared for their stars, but we couldn't prepare for Tsubasa. He's the finest strategist I've ever faced."
Tsubasa, this game ball belongs to you. Every cut, every pass, you orchestrated it all.
You were never a shadow, Tsubasa. You were the light we refused to see until it was almost too late.
I once believed carrying the team alone was the only way. Now I know The weight feels lighter when it's shared.
Tsubasa, you didn't just carry this team. You taught us all how to carry each other.
Laughter filled the locker room for the first time without a hollow edge. Every smile was earned.
From now on, every play we run will have every name on it. No one gets left in the shadows.
The invisible pillar was gone. In its place stood a foundation built from trust and shared purpose. He had carried them without credit. He had watched them lose without him. And now, together, they had built something unbreakable. The following week, the gym buzzed with the familiar sound of practice. But something had shifted in the air.
All right, Tsubasa. What's the first play we drill today? You are the mind behind it all.
We start with the basics, the foundation. Just like we rebuilt this team from the ground up.
A year ago, he was invisible. Now, he's the voice we all follow without question.
Remember when I called him a water boy? Guess I was the one who needed to hydrate my brain. We were all blind, but now we see clearly. The engine, the map, the whole damn car.
I used to think being seen was the goal, but the real win is being understood.
Tsubasa, you once handed me a resignation letter. Today, I am handing you the playbook. Officially yours.
Thank you, Coach. But this book doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the team. I just write the words.
He had quit to prove a point. He had returned to rewrite the story, and the final page showed not a single name, but many. Late one evening, Tsubasa stayed behind as the gym emptied. The silence no longer felt like an absence. It felt like peace.
The silence used to remind me I was invisible. Now I hear their voices even when they're not here.
I knew you'd still be here. Still sketching plays.
Old habit. But this time, every play has a name on it. No more anonymous genius.
He won't stop working. But at least now he's working for all of us, not just alone.
They walked out together, the last ones to leave. The court was dark, but the bond between them was bright. The team photo from that championship hung in the hall. Tsubasa, no longer in the shadows, stood front and center. He hadn't demanded the spotlight. He had earned it, through the quiet truth that carrying a team is not a solo act.
I was invisible once. Now I am not alone. That's the real win.
He had carried the whole team without credit. He had quit and watched them lose everything. But in the end, he taught them how to stand, and they never forgot. 1 year later, the gym echoed with the same sound of bouncing balls, but the names on the new banners told a different story.
The faces are the same, but the weight I carry is different. It's not a burden anymore. It's pride.
Hey, co-captain, your playbook's getting full. You are going to put yourself out of a job.
He's not just a strategist anymore. He's the reason we all know our own worth.
Remember when I called him water boy? Now I am the one running sprints if I miss a read.
This team doesn't just win games, it builds players. And that starts with Tsubasa.
The invisible pillar was a memory now. In its place stood a team where every member held the weight equally.
I used to think standing out meant being seen. Now I know the strongest foundations are the ones shared.
As the sun set on another championship season, the team gathered not around one star, but around each other. He had carried them without credit. He had quit and watched them lose. But the real victory wasn't a trophy. It was the team he built that no shadow could ever cover again.